Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be making a dump and go meal idea for you all. So in my household I have a family of 4, and I just recently went to the store this morning and got the material that I need to make this meal for you all. So I hope that you enjoy it. Hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed. Let's just jump right into it.
Okay, so I went to Food Lion, got some packs of cube steak. This is beef cube steak. Both of these were about a pound. I needed chicken broth, onion, French soup, all just gravy, cream of chicken, soup, parsley, onion powder, and pepper. I am going to go ahead and fill up my bigger pan with water, and then I'm going to add some olive oil to it and some salt. This right here is so that I can go ahead and make my macaroni noodles, as I'm going to show you guys a Crockpot macaroni and cheese version. So I went ahead and cut it on medium, got the the stovetop going so that it can heat up. I have elbow macaroni noodles, I have milk. You also need salt, you need some yellow mustard, sour cream is optional. And then you also need sharp cheddar cheese, and then you also need white cheddar cheese and Parmesan cheese. So once the water came to a boil, which is what I was waiting on, I went ahead and washed off my meat. I'm just that very particular about washing off the meats that I can wash off before placing them into my crock pot or cooking them in general. So let's go ahead and get all of that washed off. And then this was enough in both of these packs, especially once I'm getting ready to cut them up, for honestly 2 or 3 days worth of meals out of this. So like I said, once I got all of them washed off, you guys will see here that this is how many I had. I end up getting a knife and a cutting board so that I can cut these cube steak into at least 2 or 3 pieces, because I did not know if this was exactly going to turn out the way that I had thought. So I cut all of these up into pieces. First thing you want to start off with is putting the cream of chicken into the crock pot. After you add the cream of chicken soup into the crock pot, you are then going to add in your French onion and then your all just gravy packet. You're also going to add in half a cup of the chicken broth. You also can do beef broth if you choose to. It's totally up to you. I just chose chicken because that's what I had. So I'm going to mix everything up really good, and then I'm going to get ready to eventually work on adding in the next thing. And so you could leave it just like this, but I wanted to make sure it was mixed up really good and that nothing was overcooking. So I did add in the cube steak into the crock pot. One thing about this is you can definitely dump all of it in, it does not matter, and you will then be able to take like a spatula and take the gravy that's been made up and just kind of like whisk them around. So I did add in some garlic powder before stirring everything up. Make sure that each piece of cube steak is seasoned with the gravy so that it gets that flavoring to it. Eventually right here it looks kind of thick, but it will liquid up into a perfect gravy for each piece of your cube steak. So I gotta go ahead and put it over here on low. It is going to go on low for about 5 to 6 hours. I would say let it go at the maximum time of 6 hours. I did add in some parsley. Don't know why, because you couldn't really taste anything once it was done, but it was a really great topping to go on. Now that my water is ready, I'm going to go ahead and add in those macaroni noodles, let those boil, and then eventually get ready to drain those. The olive oil and the salt helped the macaroni noodles to stop from sticking together. And so next we're going to get ready to drain it and then add it into our crock pot along with 4 cups of milk. Okay, so yes, my crock pot might be small. I have one small one, I have one big one. So I ended up having to put like all of this stuff once I mixed it up into a smaller bowl, and that's totally fine. So basically your 4 cups of milk and then all of your noodles are going into the smaller crock pot. And then from there, I'm gonna add in the Parmesan cheese, the mustard, and some pepper into the top. And then I will eventually mix all of this up so that everything is even. You're also going to be adding in half a teaspoon of salt. And then you do need to get ready to shred your whole block of sharp cheddar cheese as well as your whole block of your sharp white cheddar cheese. Okay, so once I ended up getting all of the cheese shredded, I then had to put it into this bowl because, like I said, my crock pot was too small. So yes, I am gonna have to take some of it out and kind of just roll with the flow. Luckily, we're just a family of 4 and we don't do a bunch of macaroni and cheese. So whatever is left over will be whatever's left over. So once I kind of got it down to a close, I then went ahead and put it on, and you can leave it on low for about an hour to 2 hours. And then let's check back in on the cube steak. Y'all, you can just tell right there that it looks delicious and it was breaking apart. Thanks guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video.